All right, everybody. It is prediction time for Mizzou football. Welcome to Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric Hobbs.
And I'm David Woldigan.
And like I said, it's time for us to do our season predictions. We'll see how this goes. First, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Elon Musk's social media toy. Yeah, it's time, guys. Season's here. And make or break year, really. Could end with Missouri in the top 25. Could end with a coaching search. We'll see. David, we know that this season will largely hinge on the offense and how it progresses or doesn't. What's one key for you? This season will be a success if.
So this season will be a success if we have a running game and we manage to have a balanced offense.
Yeah, I think honestly, that's the key is the offensive line getting push, running game, all that. So really, that is the answer. I'm gonna just for the sake of variety, I'll give you a different one. The season will be a success if Missouri can hit some deep balls, stretch the game, stretch the field. You know, the offense a year ago was not explosive. They had to go on 10 play drives, and they weren't good enough to do that. Getting big chunk 30, 40-yard plays makes it a lot easier. Do that more, and the season has a better chance to be a success. All right. So here we go. We're going to go game by game. We're going to tell you how many Mizzou will win, what they'll lose, and so forth. Let's get right into it. Season opener, home against the University of South Dakota. David, is there any drama here for you?
Just a quarterback battle.
Yeah, no.
That
I think that'll be
drama.
Yeah, no drama here in terms of the score. Mizzou big. Moving on. Middle Tennessee State. Essentially a tricky game. They've tripped teams up in the past. I think Missouri has a workmanlike effort, kind of pulls away late. First half, people are a little on edge. Missouri pulls away, gets win.
Yeah, I agree with you in the fact that Missouri's going to get a win. However, I think it's going to be another blowout in all honesty, because like I said, with the game one, these quarterbacks are fighting. And if we don't have a true name yet and we see both of them in there, they're going to be fighting for their job in all honesty. So I think they're both going to do their best, or whoever's playing, and it's going to be a blowout again.
All right, moving on. Kansas State, top 25 type team, and Missouri's going to be looking for revenge after the disaster in Manhattan a year ago. Yeah, this is the first one where there's real analysis, I think, here. I'd expect Kansas State to open 3 to 5 point favorite, even though it's in Columbia. Missouri's going to be game. They will play definitely better than a year ago. I do think Kansas State gets the win in a close game.
Yeah, I have Mizzou actually winning this game. I think if Brady Cook wins the job, he's kind of a revenge game for him. This is a game where he tore his labrum last year, which affected the offense and ended up having that couple interceptions and a giant blowout. I just think they're going to come back strong. It's a home game for Mizzou, a home crowd. It won't be in a monsoon, I don't think. You never know with our fall weather, but I just think they're going to come out and try win this game, and it'll be a statement game. They're not going to win big or anything like that, but they're going to come out and win.
All right, there we go. First disagreement on the schedule. Following that, Missouri will play Memphis in St. Louis. This was going to be at Memphis. They Mizzou AD kind of bought their way out of playing at Memphis, so it'll be at the Dome in St. Louis. Similar to Middle Tennessee State. Tricky game. Got to work for it. Not the most exciting environment. It's the Dome, and it's not going to be close to sold out, I wouldn't expect. Mizzou kind of slogs through it, gets a win, though.
Yeah. Again, I agree with you here. I'm not even going to think about point spread or anything like that. I'm just chalking that up as a win for Mizzou. Vanderbilt.
Yeah, getting into SEC play.
It's down in Nashville. down in Nashville, they're doing some major construction on that stadium, so there'll be even less people in there than normal. Uh, what do you got, Eric?
I got a win for Missouri. I think they're going to be frustrated that they almost gave the game away last year. I think everyone is expecting Vandy to be better. So when everyone's expecting a team to progress, but they're still not that good, I kind of bodes well for a team if they take them seriously, which I think Missouri will. They get a win and move to what, 4-1.
And I have them same way. I think they're going to take care of business, especially with how close the game was last year. I have them going 5-0, bringing in LSU on October 7th.
Big game. Yeah, if Missouri's 5-0 going into this game, there's a chance you're talking top 25 matchup there. Missouri would have a win over Kansas State if they were 5-0. That would get people's attention. Yeah, going to be a rowdy environment either way, more than likely, and Mizzou will hang. But I don't see him pulling it off. I've got LSU in this one. Kind of keep Missouri at arm's length. LSU.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Mizzou plays LSU fairly well at home. However, I'm going to have to agree with Eric on this one, and I'm giving the nod to LSU.
All right, so that is the halfway mark of the season. I've got them 4-2. You've got 5-1, David. Moving on to the second half, this backloaded schedule, it's harder for Missouri, beginning with a trip to Lexington at Kentucky. Kentucky is the boogeyman for Missouri, and they found creative ways to lose, especially in Columbia. This one in Lexington, again, it's going to be a battle, but home team, Kentucky, they'll get it done.
Yeah, I agree. Especially the last couple of years, going to Kentucky, Mizzou has not fared well at all down there. For whatever reason, we don't have to worry about that stupid punt rule this year. I'm still mad about that one. However, I agree. I think Kentucky is a really solid team, and I think they're going to pull that home win off. So I have Mizzou losing this one as well.
Yeah. After that, Missouri will come home. They'll play South Carolina, and I think Carolina they'll be mad at Missouri because Carolina was coming in to the Missouri game last year, riding high, ranked, and Missouri is like, what? And just put a beat down on them, really. I think there'll be similar attitudes. I think Missouri's gonna be like, why are you getting so much hype? I don't understand it. And I think they'll be mad about Kentucky. I think they'll kind of thump Carolina.
Yeah, and I have this one as a win too. Home game. For whatever reason, we've had a really good rivalry with South Carolina, so I just see them get prepared for this game. It's always been a battle. It's been a fun one to watch. I have Mizzou beating South Carolina as well.
So following this Carolina game is where Missouri's bye week is. So following the bye, trip to Georgia to face the two-time defending national champions, who Missouri will have their full attention after last year. Yeah, if you recall, Georgia comes to Columbia, nearly gets beat in the game that confuses everybody. Because of that, Georgia's going to say, no, not happening this year. Missouri's getting housed in this one. Let's face it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have taken the words straight out of my mouth if you wanted to. Same thoughts. Mizzou's losing that one. I mean, they're not. I still don't think they were happy about that one from last year. So they're definitely going to come out ready to go.
Yeah, and then it doesn't get any easier. The following week, back in Columbia, Tennessee. Got to find a way to slow down the Tennessee offense, and Missouri did for a while last year, but ran out of gas. Missouri hangs similar to last year, not quite as many points, but Tennessee wins.
I mean, I have Tennessee winning this game too. However, if our offense is much improved from last year, I can see this game either turning into a track meet or keeping Mizzou into it all the way to the final quarter. Not sure they're going to pull off the win, but it is a home game for Mizzou, so they have the home crowd backing them. I think they'll do what needs to be done, but I still have them losing to Tennessee.
Yeah. So that's 10 games down. I've got Missouri at this point sitting 5-5. I guess you got them 6-4. Home game versus Florida. Senior day, Florida in Columbia, Missouri in November. Frankly, hope for terrible weather. A bunch of kids from Florida who maybe have never been in weather in the 30s and 40s. We've seen it. Florida, when they're not playing for anything in that weather, they want no part of being there. Hope for that. Hope for that environment, that weather. Let's face it, Florida's not contending for anything this year. We don't expect. Missouri gets a win in a game that Florida just doesn't want to be there at.
Well, even if the weather's not bad, I mean, at the end of the season, if they're not playing for anything, they still will check out. I've seen it too many times with that team. Again, I agree with you, Eric. I think Mizzou's winning this one as well.
So that sets up the battle line rivalry. Had Arkansas this year, and I looked at Arkansas's schedule just to see where I thought they'd be at. There's a chance that they're fighting for bowl eligibility. They're going to be right around the same area as Missouri, probably. I think they'll be 6-5 coming into that game. I think Missouri will be 6-5 going into that game. Frankly, it comes down to the fact you always have to pick Missouri in this game until Arkansas can show you otherwise. Arkansas has only won the game in Arkansas, but come on, Missouri's dominated this rivalry. Missouri's going to win.
So, again, I follow the same line as you, but I go back and forth because it is a rivalry, and the games are always pretty close.
Don't tell Arkansas fans it's a rivalry.
Right. Well, it's a rivalry.
Yeah, they'll tell you over and over again how much it's not a rivalry and they don't care about Missouri, as angry as they get about it.
Either way, though, they always seem to play each other close, and Mizzou always seems to come ahead. It's kind of like Mizzou versus Kentucky, where Mizzou always can put a game out with Kentucky but finds the ways to lose. It's the same way for Arkansas to Mizzou. So I agree with what you said. Until they start beating us regularly, I have to pick Mizzou for this one. Therefore, I have us going 8-4.
Yeah, and that would be absolute progress. I think everybody would be thrilled with 8-4. That you take a Missouri team that goes 8-4, and you're probably talking about, I don't even know what the bowl sponsorships are, but like an Outback Bowl. That's New Year's Day Bowl, right? Missouri could end up in something like that. I've got Missouri 7-5, which still is, a game better than 500, which is where Missouri's been the last 4 years, at least in the regular season. Either way, there's absolutely signs and reasons for Missouri to be hopeful that this is the year to show definite progress. And for Drinkwitz and his job security, it had better be.
Well, and honestly, if we are able to start out the season 5-0, looking at that LSU game, who knows what happens. If we somehow grab that victory, all bets are off.
Oh, man. Absolutely. Missouri gets to 6-0. Look out.
Well, and even if we go 5-0 into that game, that atmosphere is going to be unbelievable, and it's just going to give our boys juice, if you will. So here's hoping that happens, because that means Mizzou is going to have a solid season this year, and it means we figured out our quarterback situation. So, because I don't even think Drink will know.
The first time in like 3 years.
Yeah, I don't even think Drink knows who he's going to play until he throws them out there. So I think it's going to be a fun one to watch this year. There's a lot of interesting storylines to follow, especially with the new offensive coordinator and how the rest of the offense is going to take shape. And that could impact Drink's legacy here at Mizzou, if you will, too. If he does well, he'll be here for a while. If he doesn't, sayonara. So, but we'll keep you updated with all that, and stay tuned, because it's almost football season, fellas, and we have a week or two away, and we'll have our preview video for, was it South Dakota? And I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to that Thursday night game. So
Yeah,
until
buddy.
then, thank you for watching Under the Art Sports.